Are you looking to sell more of your books or just sell any of your products through Facebook and creating a Facebook group that has a thriving audience? Basically, an audience who wants to buy your products. Well, we are here today to talk to Glow, who is a social media digital strategy consultant. Did I get that right?
You did?
Okay, good. And we're going to talk to her about Facebook groups and growing your Facebook group. And she is part of the Elite Creator Bundle. You know, I've been doing videos with interviews with people for the past week or so, but it's such an awesome product for $27. You're going to get 30 contributions from 30 different people with just so many things on the digital platform, whether it's, KDP stuff, advertising, how to grow an audience, TikTok, how to grow an audience through text messaging, how to grow your Facebook group. So there is just a plethora of things that you can get from this. But today I want you guys to get some super actionable tips on how to grow your Facebook group. So Glow, go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself and start giving us some great tips.
Oh, well, my name is Glow. You can actually search for me on Facebook, Glow 411, and I should come up actually.
I'll have your stuff in the link below, guys. So if you
Awesome.
want to get more information.
Well, I've got over 20 years in information technology and about 10 years overlapping that into the social media arena. So I've had some experience, obviously, with that. I know that we're one of the things that helps with your growth and getting visible is a Facebook group. And I know there's been a lot of, with Facebook groups, I'm leaving, I don't want it, or maybe you've created a Facebook group and you just don't have time for it, or you don't know what to do with it because it can be overwhelming. Any platform you do takes work. It's like growing a plant. I mean, you have to nurture it and water it and at least talk to it once a week kind of thing, and there's different types of groups. There's public groups, which means that anybody and everybody can see your posts and stuff, but you can determine if they can just automatically join or they have to answer questions, but it's still public. It's like someone looking in your window. Right.
They can still see it. Yep.
And they can't comment. So depending on your settings, if it's a public group, they can comment on the post. I don't advise public groups. That's not what I do work with. I prefer private groups.
Okay.
You can use private groups for your niche, what's it called? I like German Shepherds and dragons and whatnot. So it's not, if you just have people that you want to get to talk to, like there's gamer people, Monopoly, I don't know. and you can have fun groups like that. You can have membership groups where people pay monthly to be part of a Facebook group, which will help you with your, wow, I am just at a loss of words today.
Well, getting to your particular audience. So would you recommend niching down? We always talk in KDP, niche, right? Is that really beneficial for growing a Facebook group? Dogs probably isn't a fabulous topic, whereas maybe I'm getting a golden doodle puppies.
Yes and no. I mean, if you were just starting to grow your group, you could be e-commerce /KDP /print on demand. Okay. And then as your group grows, you can determine maybe I just want to do print on demand. I'm really not into, the full e-commerce kind of thing. I just want to do print on demand. You may want to start narrowing down or create a side group. So you have this full group because like a mail list, an emailing list, your members of any group are gold. It's could be money in your pocket, right? I mean, it's like a mailing list. And so to grow your group, you got to keep it activated or interactive with it and things like that. So yeah, I mean,
start maybe a little broader, and then as you get people responding, you can narrow down to either what you enjoy, obviously, right? and then what your people want. So I know one of my friends says the most comments she gets in her Facebook group is honestly about her morning coffee cup. So she takes a picture of her coffee in the morning, and that's her most engagement. But then people stay to read the rest of the comments. But that's funny. She's like, take my morning coffee picture, right?
Right. Oh, I see. So it could be, you have a broad group and you've got narrow. So maybe those would be your theme days. So a theme day is Monday mindset, Tuesday coffee cup or whatever, my morning coffee. It's a theme day that's every day, or excuse me, every week on that day, which helps bring activity into the group, which helps the algorithm, which tells Facebook, hey, this group's got some action. Let's suggest it to other people who may be, doing a search on coffee beans or something, and and it comes up in, right. Yeah. So and then you could still have a big group and have 3 niches in there and use your guides. There's a section in groups called guides, and use that to put your niches into. There's also chats, which you can create like little sidebar chats of the group, which you could do specifically for those niches. There's so much you can do with the group, and the best thing to do is see how you feel about it. I suggest if you are new to groups, or you have a group that you started and there's people in it, but I don't know what to do with it, is take a look at your group. And one of the tips is your banner, the cover. So when people are doing a search on Facebook, or they're doing a search, I'm gonna dogs. Let's say German Shepherds. They're doing a search for German Shepherd groups. When they look at your banner, is it eye-catching? Does it say what your group is about?
Does it have a picture of a German Shepherd on it, right? Because that's pretty eye-catching to somebody who likes German Shepherds.
Right. You don't want cats on there if you're looking for German Shepherds.
Exactly.
Let's say print on a KDP. You're looking for KDPs. So definitely the wording on your banner should have KDP on there, should have some images which reflect a KDP, a link to the website maybe, or a link. Where do you want people to go if they're just kind of browsing and they're looking at your group? Have a link that they can sign up for a newsletter, or a link that they can go to your website, or where do you want to herd them? Basically, where do you want them to go if they're not going to come to your group, but they're interested and they want to check you out a little bit?
Maybe YouTube. I know a lot of people will find me Facebook to YouTube, or YouTube to Facebook, right?
Exactly. And that's like an SEO, right? It's backlinking. So you're linking. So if someone's on YouTube and maybe they're really more present on Facebook, have a link from YouTube to Facebook and vice versa. And so on your cover, you could have the link on the cover. And you know how sometimes on the covers it says click here for more information, and really it's not a button. You click the image and it opens up, and then there's nothing. It's actually the image description. I call it virtual real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Also underused space. It really is. So I suggest that space, at least put a link to where you want them to go with a description of what the link is.
That's a really good tip, because I've clicked on it. Yeah, there's nothing, but it's just the description. I think it's for people who are visually impaired. It describes the picture, I think, is what it actually is supposed to be for. But I mean, not for everyone, but I think that's one of the things it does.
Well, actually, yes and no. There is and without showing you, it's called edit. You click the edit button and it drops down, because you're editing the image, the banner, and there's alt text. That's the text that you would put in there for the visually impaired people.
Okay. But that's good SEO too, wouldn't it be? Because the programs read those links, right?
Exactly. So you want to make sure there's a keyword in there. So you've got 2 places, and the alt text would be better if I could show, but it's, if you click like the edit, or I can't remember now, they kind of moved it. It's either edit or the 3 dots on the side, it pops down and says alt text. That would be where you could put your description there with the keywords. But also when you click on the image and it comes up and there's that blank space.
Okay.
Definitely put a link with a little description there, like get your free lead magnet, get your free whatever you want. Here, click this link and build your mailing list from there. So maybe they don't join your Facebook group, but they join your mailing list or they go to your YouTube page and sign up there.
Yeah, which your mailing list is even more important, right? Because you own that spot.
So exactly. So that's super important. It's just a habit now for me because that's what I do when I do audits is I click on the image to see if they've used that space.
Yeah. So there's a really good, so I know I have 2 things right now I can go and fix on my page. So I have a page. I have like 3,000 followers. I have not posted. Well, no, I actually posted like yesterday, but I hadn't posted in literally 3-4 months. So say you're like me, what would you suggest I go do? So definitely fix the text, things like that. What other things could I like really quickly add or fix to kind of boost, other than posting? Right. Well, maybe that is an answer. How much should I post?
Well, you should maybe think about some theme days or days that every Tuesday I'm going to post something about a tip.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to do.
Tuesdays, right? Yeah. Motivational Mondays, Tip Tuesdays.
Yes. Or whatever. Be different. Thursdays, tip day. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Be different.
I don't know. Is Tip Tuesday a thing? I made that up, but it's probably not.
No, Tuesday tips. It is a thing.
Oh, okay.
And just put it, a Q&A maybe, or maybe to get some to find out what your audience wants, you could post a question or a poll. There's an option to create a poll and say, what do you want to hear? You're in my group. I want to start being more active in my group. What do you want? And then have polls. Or in another group that I had this morning, I manage, there was a question about the Facebook is stopping third-party tools from allowing you to use tools to pre-schedule posts.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Hootsuite, New Link, was it Publer? I mean, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I can't think of the one I'm trying to come up with, but yeah.
Social Bee something. All of them, you can pre-schedule posts to all the platforms. Your Facebook pages, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Well, Facebook is saying you can no longer use third-party tools to pre-schedule, which is in groups. You can still do it on pages, but not groups.
Okay. Well, there's something, I guess.
Yeah. Well, but you can still pre-schedule posts using the Facebook group tool.
Yeah. So I actually scheduled a few posts the other day for the next week.
Yeah. So that's what I would do is I would sit down with pen and paper because I'm old school and I like to write. Right. So I'll say, well, Mondays, I want to talk about or post about mindset or memes. Maybe I want a funny meme. Like on Sundays in my own group, I do post Sunday funnies.
Okay.
And usually, usually it's Tundra or something like that. I'll just post it, just share it in there.
Yeah.
So, and I just write out like what I would like to do every day. Doesn't have to be every day, but if you want to start getting some interaction and grow your group every day, and I say you do that for 30 days, at least the first month. And then as you start to get more interaction and your people in your group start interacting, you can slow down a little bit. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe now you're in a habit every day.
Yeah. Or like I always say, I love batching things. So maybe you do 15, you schedule out 15 days, and then somewhere in the middle, like, I don't know, day 11, you make your next 15, schedule out, and that way you can get in a habit of every 10 days or every Tuesday, scheduling 7-10 posts, and then next Tuesday, 7-10 posts.
Exactly. That's exactly a strategy that I suggest to my clients. And even if you think of something like in between the posts, so like I've got some posts scheduled out for, the month, and in between stuff will pop up like this Facebook thing, not being able to use third parties. I'll just pop in, create a post and
it's extra engagement. So that's good.
Yep. Extra engagement. So that's what I would do there is schedule theme days and then batch them out, like you said, and pre-schedule them. So you don't have to think about it.
Yep.
And then you just have to be vigilant of when people make a comment so that you can answer them or monitor. I mean, sometimes posts can get crazy.
I know. I had to go through the other day and clean out. I was like, oh, there's too much junk in here. I have not been cleaning out this.
Right. And I think too that cleaning out your Facebook group, the guides are really an underutilized tool. They're great for organizing. So maybe you have something from a year ago, a video. It's still kind of relevant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still useful.
There you go.
Create a guide for it.
Okay.
You know, or if you're going to do a challenge, you know, you could use the guides, use a guide for that challenge, and then put everything in there.
Yeah, the guides, what were they used to be called? Because they were
not notes.
They were something before, and I can't remember because I created a lot of those, but I remember
units.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Units.
Yep.
And now they changed it to guides. So if you're like, and you've been a while like me, like it used to be units and now it's guides. I had to like re-put that in my head. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yep.
That's guides now.
Yeah. So and that's a great organizational tool. You know. So
yeah, it is. I used it for when I did some challenges. I said, here's, you know, it's over here, and it made it really easy to keep, because I was like lesson 1, 2, 3, right? It made it really easy to keep organized, so that, because a lot of times Facebook, when you put stuff in, it's in more popular order versus time order, and the guides made it useful so that, because I wanted people to go time order, right? This was first, you have to watch this second, third, fourth.
Right.
And that made it so that they could do that. I mean, they could still see it within it, but that way they could find it really easily. So that's really helpful.
Right. Yeah. So, and another thing I would suggest is you do a welcome post and pin it to the top.
Okay. So you're like a weekly welcome post to welcome all the people to your.
No, that's different. So it's like an about, I guess, post, like welcome to my group. You know, if you haven't read the rules, go there.
I'll read
if you
them.
haven't, if you're here for the freebie or if you're here for something, go guide number 2. You know, it's like a little roadmap, whatever. And maybe it's an image of you, and you're like, "Hi, I'm Ashley, and this is my group, and you know, XYZ, and whatever you want to do." And then you pin it up in the featured.
Okay.
Another thing that I do is I create like a little image that shows them how to set the configuration so that they're notified when a post is done in the group.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So you can you can set your notifications. You know, some groups are like every 5 seconds. So you can set the configuration to only be notified, you know, from friends or highlights of the group. So, but make sure that they set that so that they are notified of something that you post.
Okay. Yeah.
And I put that in the featured as well. So I pin it up there.
Yeah, those are good, because like then it's kind of like guidebook to, here's my Facebook page, welcome, here's the things you should know being on here. So that's a really good thing.
Yeah. And create an FAQ in the guides. So if you keep getting the same question over and over and over, make a post about it and then shove it into the guide.
Yeah. And then I guess, you know, whenever people ask that question, say, hey, go check out this, rather than typing the answer out. Because you type out the same answers a lot for people.
Yes, they do.
Well, there's new people. Right? They don't know it yet. I get that. That's totally.
Or tag them in it. Tag them at Ashley.
Yeah. So you can say, just tag them over to that. So that way you don't have to like restate the same thing. You can just say, hey, here's the answer for that.
Yep. Or
I like that.
Yeah. Or and I think it avoids feeling silly too. Like, people don't ask questions because they're afraid to.
Yeah.
So instead of going, check guide number 4, you just say, hey, you know what? I tagged you. Check it out. And then
check out the frequently asked questions, because you're not alone in asking that question.
Yep.
And that's okay. That's good. No, that's a good one. I like doing stuff like that. And that's a really good way to use your guide post with those frequently asked questions, and just tag people for that. Because I've had that happen to me. Like, they tag me, like, oh, it's in here. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, because I, searched the Facebook group and couldn't find what I was looking for. I'm sure it was there. I just didn't find it. So it's nice to be able to.
Well, when there's a lot of information, and there's like that little search field. But if you don't word it right, you're not going to find what you're looking for.
Yeah. If you don't know the word that, you're not going to find it. I was like, I know I'm looking for something, but I don't know what word they used.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Any other good tips for growing your Facebook group, or what can a Facebook group do for you? Like, what do you think is the number one thing a Facebook group could do for a business owner who has products to sell?
Well, first of all, it gets your product in front of all the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell people, hey, you know what? Because you're in my group, I'm going to give you an extra 15% if you order from me.
Okay.
So you're making them feel special.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also ask them, say, hey, if you know people who would benefit from this group or would like it, feel free to invite them or tell them about my group or whatever. You could do that. I mean, the benefit is you can you can post things in your group that maybe you wouldn't give to the general public, but you're making them feel special in your group, that and they keep coming back, and maybe they'll start buying things from you, or like in this case, we have the Elite Creator Bundle. You could put this in the group, say, hey, you know what? I'm part of this, group, but I'm going to offer this to you special. And maybe if you sign up for this bundle, I will give you a free audit of your group.
Yep.
But, send me proof that you purchased it or something and then you start growing. So that would be for me, not you.
Right. No, but you can offer a special thing if you use my link and,
Yes.
Provide me proof to get this extra digital product or something that's free to you.
And then that's what I put in my group. I'm like, you don't feel pressure, but if you do buy it, I'll give you a little extra something for supporting me and the other creators. You could do something and then start getting more action in there. It's good for, let's say you created something for a print on demand, a mug, and you're like, well, I don't know, but I like it, but maybe not. You could put it in your group as a question. You could say, which one of these do you like best? And they vote. So that's the one that you got to vote, because what we like and what people would like, probably, two different things.
They are, yeah.
and you want to make sure that what you're putting out there is what other people like, because that's who's going to buy. Then, you know what? Because you guys help me choose the product, you get an extra 10% off my next sale or something like that.
Yeah. So there's a question. So product ratio to like informational or specific to the post. So if we were going with dogs, cute pictures of dogs, right? You're not selling anything. So like what would the ratio be? Like 5 posts informational or cute or whatever, and then 1 product post, or like what would be the ratio for people?
It depends. You feel out your group. If all you're going to do is every day, twice a day, push promotions, people are going to leave. You're going to become white noise, and they're not going to care.
Okay.
So I would say, off the top of my head, just to get started and to get a feel, 3 tips to 1 promotion.
Okay, so like 3 to 1, and if you're worried, 4 to 1, right? And see how it goes, right? And I get it. Like, I know if you have like a week-long promotion of something, it might be a little bit more during a week. I get that. But like, that's a different thing. But like generally, or just add some more cute photos of your dog, right? Something that doesn't take time, like cute photo number 1, cute photo, like, right? So people are like, oh, that's a cute photo, right?
Right. And I would also put in your about section that occasionally I do promote my products.
Oh yeah, that's
that way. There's no surprise. It's like all of a sudden you're sending me to your Shopify store. Why? I'm here for dogs, not to buy dog collars. So a blurb somewhere in your about,
helps
in your
that.
guide, that says I do occasionally promote my own products as well as other products. Especially if you're reviewing something. You could even go, hey, I bought this collar. It glows in the dark, and I got it from, Ashley's Amazon, or something like that. And if you buy it, this is my affiliate link. Don't feel any pressure, but that's my link. That kind of thing.
I know there's a lot of people who like the big thing I've been into is recipes. And so like they'll put half of the recipe and then they'll say, or most of the recipe, but they're like, you want tips on putting it together here, click this link. And then, I get to their store, which is fine. But like, it's kind of like I got some great information So I don't feel cheated if I want to go to that store, right? So like
Right.
on the collar thing, if you're doing a review on a collar, people are like, oh, I got good information. I may want to buy it. I may not, but hey,
Right.
here's a link.
Right.
So it's selling in a way that they feel that they got something out of it
Yes.
instead of just like pushing at people.
Yes. And give a freebie. I mean, even if it's the same freebie, you know, new people, thank you for coming. And plus it also brings it back up into the eyes of your other members who maybe have been in your group and maybe didn't get that freebie because you added it later, or
right. Yeah, you change your freebie every 6 months or something, right?
Right. Yep. And make sure that they go to a landing page to get their email, capture their email.
Yes.
Yep.
Emails are important. We've been talking, I know we're talking TikTok, we're talking
Yep.
all sorts of things. It's important to get someone's first party data, whether it's email, text, right? So that you have your audience no matter what happens to your social media.
Exactly. Well, and that's another thing. Add another blurb on your about. One of my past lives, I was in network security. So put a blurb to cover your tail to say, you know, we do collect emails. We promise not to spam you. It's only to send you occasional promotional, informational, and fun things like a newsletter or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put that in your about at the bottom or wherever, just as a disclaimer.
No, that's perfect. Like, those are great tips. All right. Anything else? We're hitting here 26 minutes. So we probably, is there anything else? Like any other big tips?
No, because I could go on for days. I get excited about this stuff.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you, Glow, for being on my show. Everybody, make sure to check out the link below for the Elite Creator Bundle. And then also I'll have Glow's information. So if you want to know more about Facebook groups, you can ask her, because if you've seen my Facebook group, it is kind of sad. So don't follow my example. Follow her example.
We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it.
We'll try. It's probably I need to just post more. That's probably my problem. But we'll try. So I'm trying to get there for you all, because I think it's kind of fun to share information. Lately, I've been liking to take pictures and saying, look what cool idea I have from this. And I think you guys enjoy ideas and things like that. All right. So thank you so much for being on my show, Glow. And we will see you all later. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.